this is what you get for not reading the instructions. It's a screw down part, you don't need glue. So always look ahead to the instructions that they provide.
Alpha, the Falcon is back. Prepare for him a partner with attitude.
Hello and welcome to the next episode of Build Your Own Megazord, issue 8, where we are going to be building more of the Sabre-Toothed Tiger today. Not the head, but we are going to move on to the legs of the Sabre-Toothed Tiger. Now, because I am combining two issues into one, because I missed a couple of weeks ago, and also because I want to get through all the bad audio parts as quickly as possible, I'm not going to talk for long today because it is quite a lengthy video because of that. So without further ado, let's get started by looking at what comes in issue 8. The first parts, I should say, of the Sabre-Toothed Tiger legs. I'm just going to put them all aside just for a second. We will see all of them in due course. I'm going to start with this piece here. Now this part is plastic, and actually you can see it's spray painted silver because you've got some red plastic still inside where the spray paint of the machine didn't really hit. Now I don't know why this wasn't moulded in silver, but as long as the paint doesn't wear, I don't really care. But I just thought that was an interesting choice. Now you see you've got this peg here with this unique shape here. We also have this metal spoke part, which is not symmetrical as you may think. It's got a thin end here, and it's also got a more circular, rivety, hexagonal end here. And then the bit in the middle is actually shaped the same way as this hole here. And what you need to do is you need to push the hexagonal part into the hole like that and have the thin spokey part pointing out that way. Now it's going to be quite a tight squeeze, and I don't think that's in properly, so make sure that it does go in. I can't see in the diagram. Oh yes, I can see in the diagram. That is not in fully. It's meant to be so that the it should be flush with this rim part here, and only the part sticking out. So I'm just going to go off camera and push that in properly. There we go. I only did that off camera because the way my equipment's set up, I didn't have the strength behind me to put it in. But as you can see now, it is flush there, so you can see that's how it's meant to be. And I'm sure we'll push something onto that peg at a later date, and it will tell me by it not going in if I've pushed it in enough. So it's not the end of the world if you don't push it in now. There will be time to push it in properly at a later date. The next part is this lovely detailed riveted circle piece here, quite iconic from the Sabre-Toothed Tiger leg. And what we need to do is we need to line up these screw holes here and this guide hole in the middle with these screw holes here. Oh, it's not a guide hole because this hole sticks through, so something must go on that at a later date. And also this circular part is the inside of the wheel, so basically we line it up there, and then through these two outer holes is where we're going to screw it in, so it's all one piece. I'm just going to go ahead and do that now. And there it is, all done. So that is nice and secure in there like that. Looking very nice indeed. The next parts we need to get are these two parts. These are more of the detailed parts of the Sabre-Toothed Tiger leg. We've got this black part here with this white accent strip here, which looks lovely. And then we've got this solid black part here as well. You'll see that there is a T-shaped hole. There you see, like that. And that just will slide into that T-shape peg there. So these parts go together like that. And there you get that iconic look, which of course was different on the original stickers of the 93 Megazord that we got over here in the West. They did their own thing with the stickers on that Megazord, in case you didn't know. Okay, that's what this hole is for. This hole is for this peg here, and we just push that in there like that. and it is quite loose actually, so I may have to glue that down. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a few glue dots onto this part here, and also glue on the peg here, and then very carefully push them together. So I'm going to get glue on my hands, tap that in and leave that to set. And if I want to, I can attach more glue at the back here if I don't feel that has set. But no, that's setting already. That is more secure. Oh, he says. I might have to just sort this out, be right back. There, okay, so I put glue on the peg that goes through, I put glue on the surface of this part here, and I also put glue on, like, there's a little indented part of this wheel. I'll show you next time I do put this on the next leg, so I know so you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, put glue there and then at the back there, just to make sure that everything is on, so that it's all secure. So when that dries, that'll be nice and secure. And in fact, it's going to have plenty of time to dry, because there is only one more. Oh! Huh. When I turned over, right, okay, this is what you get for not reading the instructions. So this is the instructions I had. This was the next part. I'd looked ahead, I'd already seen that this part was put together, but then of course it's screwed down. It's a screw down part, you don't need glue. So always look ahead to the instructions. It's absolute error on my part, because even though they are in French, it is helpful to look ahead and look at the pretty pictures that they provide, so that you know where everything goes. So that's going in there like that. Just make sure that that is in. That is in. That is the most secure part of the whole of the Megazord, because you've got glue and a screw. So yeah, an error on my part, but I make mistakes, so you don't have to. Don't do what I do. Watch these videos before you do the build, and you'll avoid stupid mistakes like that, because that was a really silly one. I should have avoided it. Okay, the final piece of this issue is just covering up all of this ugly inside of the wheel with this nice smooth part here. So we just make sure it's all fitted in correctly, that it's nice and flush with the edge there, and then we just screw it down with these, in these 4 holes, with the remaining screws left. And there we go. That is it. All done. A really, really nice, iconic part of the Sabre-Toothed Tiger leg. The wheel there, all complete, and that part super strong. And of course, I've only got 1 screw left, which is the spare screw that always comes through with these part works. I'll be very confused if I had 2 screws left. But there we go. Like I say, I make mistakes, so you don't have to. So that is the first part of the Sabre-Toothed Tiger leg all done. Let's get on with the parts that we get in issue 9. And you'll see again, these parts are plastic, moulded in red and spray painted silver. Again, I'm not sure why they just didn't mould them in silver. I suppose it would have been a dull silver. At least it's painted so it's shiny silver. You can see it shining off the light there. So that's probably why they did it. But why they didn't paint it, mould it in grey, I don't know. It doesn't really matter. But we'll look at all these parts throughout the video. The first parts we're going to start with is this small part here. I'm actually going to zoom in just a little bit so you can see it. It's got this little hook here, and you may see that this hole is a very similar shape with the same kind of axle part here. And it is, I think it is pretty much the same axle part. We've got a flat sticking out peg there. We've got a more circular hexagonal piece there, and then in the center surrounding it is a piece with the same shape as this hole. So once again, we just got to line that up so that it fits that shape, and then push it in so that the peg is flush. Oh, I managed to do that one on camera. There we go. So the peg is flush there, as you can see, but also this axle part sticks out here. I'm not sure whether it's meant to do that, but it does. I guess time will tell. Oh yeah, I think it does according to the magazine artwork. not the French of course, because I can't speak French. So yeah, that is that part all done. But what is this part, I hear you cry? That part is the ankle. It's the ankle to the foot of the Sabre-Toothed Tiger. So what we need to do is we need to get the hook part here and place it into this hole, this hole here, just like that. Push it down till it doesn't go anymore, like that. And then we get the bottom part of the foot, line everything up, and that should be flush. So yeah, just push that down, sorry, slightly off camera there. Push that down so everything will sit nice and flush for the bottom of the foot, and then we just screw that in there now. And there we go, that's the foot all screwed in. That was a very deep hole actually, that screw went up forever, so that is nice and hidden. So yeah, that is the ankle and the foot of the Sabre-Toothed Tiger all done. Now I'm just going to zoom back out and bring the part back that we finished last issue, because we're going to need it. And I'm going to bring in this detailed part here of the leg. See, it's got a larger circle here with lovely detailing, and a smaller one here with not as much detailing, but a centre kind of line cut out there. And what we need to do is, you'll see this peg here, it's the same shape as this hole here. So what we need to do is we need to line up the peg and the hole and push them together so that everything is flush. Ah, there was a little click there, I'm not sure whether you heard that. Oh yeah, look at that move. Okay. Just really push that in to make sure that there's no real line here. I'm just going to go off camera and push that in properly. Okay, I've pushed that in as much as my strength will let me, and there is still a little bit of a gap line here, but I guess there has to be because this part is movable. What we next need to do is get this part here. Oh, sorry, flip it around, and you see it's got detailing on the underside here, and then space for peg holes and stuff like that. We will need to line up. Oh, in fact, I did that really quite well without realizing it, because this peg here could have been there and it didn't line up. Oh, it just lines up for wherever it is. Okay, I'm not as cool as I thought I was. Wherever you place this, whether it's there, it's still going to line up to the hole, which is nice. Anyway, I'm waffling. So we push that together so it's nicely lined up, and you see there's a peg hole there, which I'm just going to use to screw these parts together. And then there's also a peg hole here as well for the bottom half, so that doesn't start doing that. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that now. Stop! I made an error, so you don't have to. Let's not screw this down together yet without putting the foot in place, shall we? Idiot. So yeah, you can see there's a notch there for this peg here, and again we're just going to line that up and push that in so that the foot is flush in there as well. There we go. Slight little seam line, but that is in, and then we can get everything in place. Ah, okay, so yes, that part is meant to come through because there is a guide hole there for it. It's quite loose, it's not pushing in tightly at all, but that you push that in there, and then we continue with the screwing. And there it is, all together. Pretty much done actually, just a few more details that we need to add to cover up these unsightly screw holes. The first one is this part here, again lovely detailed with this kind of ribbed pattern, and that just lines up and pushes in there like that. It is very secure, but again if you want to dab a glue to secure it in place properly, you can do. And then we get this little part here, and it's got a little rectangular slot there to match that rectangular hole here, rectangular peg, rectangular slot, whatever, you know what I mean, and just push that in there. That went in very easily. Oh, it's not coming out, so it is secure, but it did go in a bit too easily for my liking. That might fall out or not, So again, if you want to be secure, just screw those down. And there we have the leg with its articulation. So as you saw throughout the video, it's got articulation in the ankle here, like that. And it's got articulation here, so that when it's in tank mode, it can go like that. And also when it's the leg, I imagine, or is the leg like that? I can't remember. But when it's on a Sabre-Toothed Tiger mode, it will be like that. Looking great. Looking very, very nice indeed. There is one part left over, which is this part here, which I imagine in time, will go and fit on there. But of course, at some point, this wheel's going to have to attach to the main bulk body of the Sabre-Toothed Tiger. So don't put that part in there yet. If you haven't got one already, I recommend getting a bag to keep all the little safe parts, to keep all the parts safe that we haven't yet used, week to week, and also throughout the course of this build, because I don't know when we're going to get started on the body of the Sabre-Toothed Tiger. It could be like a year from now, and you may lose it. So get a little baggie and put that part in, keep it safe for the next time that we attach the leg to the body. I don't know when that's going to be. Next time, however, next week, we are repeating. We're doing the exact same again. We're starting on the second front leg of the Sabre-Toothed Tiger. So, as is the nature of part works, it's going to happen that you repeat some parts. Until then, just give this video a like, comment down below about my mistakes and any mistakes you've made during part works. That would be nice to hear, so I don't feel like I'm on my own. Yeah, and share this video if you know any other Power Rangers fan who would be interested in it. And also make sure you share it to the big companies, the big part work companies here in countries that don't have it yet, which is every country apart from France, so that we can get a native build part work, a native Megazord part work out in our countries. That is your task for the week. Let me know next week how you get on. I'll see you then. Take care. Bye bye.